What is the future of medicine? Online doctoring? Well, telemedicine was big in the news recently, particularly on Good Morning America. So we're going to be talking about what it is and if and when it's a good idea, particularly since doctor visits can be very expensive and they can be time consuming, particularly when you think about if you don't feel very good and then you have to get ready to go to the doctor, then you sit and you drive there and then you sit in the waiting room and
Sure.
then
And maybe you just have a simple question. It may
Yeah.
not be something that takes a lot. Online medicine is becoming very popular with now the websites that are out there like ours, drsabuto.com, that have a lot of information, even though they don't give advice. So some things you can kind of figure out yourself. But there are 30 million Americans now, Vicki, that are using telemedicine, and 70 million more in surveys that say they would like to.
Well,
and
I think-
only about 1/3 of the doctors are actually offering telemedicine. So there's a big need for more of that sort of thing.
Well, this is what I think is a great idea is that if your own doctor will do this, for you
That's the
because
best.
it can make your life a lot easier and make things move quicker.
Sure,
and so
just with
forth.
email.
But if it's with a doctor that you don't know, that
Well-
could end up being a problem because you could be
Well-
misdiagnosed.
Well, if you're going to use a service like that where the doctor doesn't know you, then you run the risk of you're not getting a physical examination. What's your interpretation of what your symptom looks like, if it's on your skin or you're describing it, may be different than what the doctor is finding, because a physical examination can be a very important part of deciding what's going to happen.
There's one site that actually you go to for a problem with your car, how your car runs, and also for how you are.
Is it the same
It's the
person
same-
answering the questions?
I don't know if it's the
Is
same.
able to fix your
the
carburetor
same
instead of your
site.
lungs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to have kind of a hierarchy of how we look at things. And if we've got our own doctor, of course, an email or a telephone call would be very good. But if you don't, then maybe you could do a Skype. I often do that with my patients who are abroad. They'll Skype, or even if they're in this country and it's not convenient for them to get to me, or if my schedule's booked, I may save a little time at the end of the day to do that. Or we could do something like connect with an MD who's in one of these telemed systems for simple questions, but not for the complicated ones, because too often we're going to be making mistakes.
And also, if you have something that's really serious, the best thing to do is to call 911 or to just go to the urgent care or the emergency room, because
Exactly.
you don't want to be messing around trying to do
No,
it
if
the
you got
long way.
chest pain or you're really short of breath or you've fractured something, that's a time to see somebody who's definitely an MD. So the future of telemedicine, let's use it wisely. Let's not lose the doctor-patient relationship. Let's make sure that the first thing we do is get good advice from a reliable place, which of course is usually your doctor first, then maybe through email, then possibly through some other kind of system like Skype. And then lastly, we can always connect with some kind of online service, at least for a quick answer. And then if there's really a problem, like Vicki says, go to your emergency room, call 911.